National Missing and Unidentified Persons System works to solve hard cases. It's a little more than a decade old, and a new state law in Tennessee is helping it be more effective. But as reporter Grant Robinson explains, there's still a lot of work to be done.
Daniel, NamUs is supposed to be the central database for the entire country for unidentified and missing persons cases. But some cases have never been put into the system. Tennessee leads the nation for laws to help solve missing and unidentified person cases. Last July, the state enacted a law that requires medical examiners to send fingerprints, DNA, and other identifying information to the TBI and NamUs, the federal clearinghouse for the missing and unidentified. The law also requires that law enforcement request a missing person's next of kin to release dental records, which is also then shared with NamUs.
Before the law came into effect, I think it was an awareness issue. So there was a lot of people that didn't know that NamUs was a resource, and it pays for everything: dental records, DNA analysis, fingerprint analysis. If you don't have an expert, we do.
The FBI's database shows there are more than 1,200 missing persons in Tennessee, but only 326 of those are in NamUs. Todd Matthews says Tennessee's law will fix that discrepancy moving forward.
I found agencies that didn't know they had an unidentified body. I found agencies that didn't recall an age-old missing persons report, or it was in a hard copy and they just didn't have an updated report.
The challenge now is tackling the nearly 1,000 case backlog. Most of those cases are from before NamUs was created, and many are older than the internet.
And I can't Google a filing cabinet.
Matthews says when all that information is put into NamUs, then some cases could be solved very quickly.
With dental records and fingerprints, if we have access to them, it can be hours and days as opposed to years.
Now, as far as what you can do, if you know of a missing person, check NamUs and make sure their case is there. If not, let them know.